following is brought to you by Falzo Filter Supply Company.
You're listening to the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast.
What smells so bad?
It's strong, but you'll get used to it. Now here's your hosts, Nick Stevenson and
buddy.
Chris Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whatever time of day it is, wherever you may be listening in the world, welcome to episode 30 of the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast. As always, my name is Nick Stevenson, but you know I'm just one of your hosts. My man Chris Clark, aka the Hype Gorilla, is in the building. And before we introduce our very special guest who is here today, Chris, real quick, I just want to give you a pat on the back. Let me reach for you. This is episode number 30, man.
Number 30, baby. Number 30.
I can't believe it's crazy. It's crazy, man. We've had some controversy this season with some cancellations and everything, but we've made it, and we're just getting started, man. So I just wanted to tell you congratulations, sir. This show would not be the same without you.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right, now, hello.
Hello.
We have Rose the Hypnotist in the building, finally. This has been a very highly anticipated episode.
Oh, really?
For our listeners, especially
Since season
for me.
1, I believe.
Yes.
Season 1 was when these talks started.
Yeah, because what was happening when season 1 was coming to an end, we were already trying to line up guests for the next season. And somebody tagged you in a post, I believe.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I was like, yes, we have to make that happen. And I almost forgot about it.
I forgot who tagged me on that post.
I forgot who it was too.
And that's how I knew you, but you, Nick, and then you, Chris.
Right. So when that happened, I was like, absolutely, Chris, we're going to get you hypnotized. I'm going to make you cluck like a chicken. Like we're joking around.
I remember that. And I thought that you guys forgot.
No, I thought, you see, we're going to get into this towards the end of the show because I don't want to stomp on what you got going on. This is an upstart podcast, and we have some issues because basically it's just us, and this is a very busy man, so a lot of times most of the responsibility is falling on me. We just bought this house a little while ago, so there was a lot going on, and I know I almost lost you as a guest because I forgot to reach out to you.
It makes perfect sense now because really is because you guys had such a great setup on Facebook.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Which means I didn't know you guys were really a startup.
Yeah, we're
and looking at it, what you have here in this room and how you guys decorate it, it's professional and it's very, very lovely.
we appreciate
that.
And I didn't realize that, but now I know. It's just sort of like when you are on Facebook, you guys really were really good at what I refer to as that accessible expert, the expert
Yes.
in media. I didn't know what it was,
Yeah.
but you guys came across that way. I just thought that you guys are way too busy
Oh, no.
in your professional media world,
Yeah.
and that you guys forgot, and
No.
and it really meaning that you guys did a really great job on Facebook.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Doing that,
Thank you.
accessible expert
Yeah.
in the media platform in
Thank you.
that arena.
We appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no, we're just a couple good old boys starting up, and we're looking to build a team though. Like we want to take it to that level that you're talking about, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But I'm so glad that you forgave me for not calling you when I said I was going to.
It makes perfect sense now, because then again, I thought you guys were really, because it's like you guys were already on the top or getting there to the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
Because it was
definitely
just-
trying.
Keep on going. So then, if you want to see that, I was mentioning this is your 30 episode. Can you imagine when you reach 200?
I know.
Yeah.
It's gonna
What would be in
crazy.
place? What would be in place, guys?
Yeah,
Tell me, what would you say?
man? So
200 episodes.
200.
This is what we've talked about this a lot. When we first started, this is the businessman of the group. This man is always looking for the next move. He's the most entrepreneurial spirited person I've ever met in my life. He wanted to bring in advertisement dollars, and he was trying to advertise for his businesses. And so he's
That's how this thing got off the ground.
Yeah.
That's how because when I started reaching out to podcasts to advertise for my other endeavors, they wanted an astronomical amount, like $500 for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? $500 for 30 seconds?
Yeah.
I was like, no. And then this butter voice over here, man. He
You
just,
do
he
have
just has a
great
voice of-
radio
Thank you.
voice.
Thank you.
I mean, it's incredible. I was like, Nick, We can start our own podcast. Like we
Right.
can do this.
Somebody will pay us $500 for 30
focus,
seconds.
200 episodes. What would you see that would be in place already at 200 episodes? What would you see? What would you see? 200 episodes forward in time. It could be 6 months from now. It could be a year from now.
Yeah.
Forward in time, if it's 200 episodes, and you know that you're succeeding in 200 episodes in this business, in this podcast,
By
it's like a
then-
radio. What would you see in place?
What I see, what's more important than the advertisement dollars and everything, if we establish ourselves as a place where people go to be entertained, to have a distraction from all the negativity that's going on in the world, that's been the best part of this.
Yes.
If we're big enough where everybody's listening to us for that reason, the money will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The money will come.
Advertising will come, but then you'll have different guests
Yes.
that has different form of entertainment, like a comedian,
Absolutely.
or maybe a singer.
People will want to come on our show. People will
Okay.
be looking for us.
Okay.
That would be great.
That would
I
be
mean,
fabulous.
They're
right
not having
now,
a schedule. They're piling in. They're wanting to come
we
tell
have
their
to.
story.
If I can tell somebody, because we've been canceled on many times this season.
Yeah.
If I could tell somebody, sorry, we don't have room because there's so many people.
yeah, that would be so fun and fabulous. It's like
Like, yeah, I'm
they'll
sorry.
be knocking at your door. You guys do
There's
it,
no
right?
room. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We got our guests going. So yeah, that would be ideal. And
I can see the publicity right now, the two of you, Nick and
yeah,
Chris.
we're trying. We're trying.
We are
Where
trying.
They'll be plastered all over, and it'll be like a little small little radio.
Oh, I
like
hope
a
so.
like a little tag team, like morning
Yeah.
show.
Yes, that would
right?
be great.
Yeah.
That's
Can
kind
you
of
guys
what
see that?
That's kind of what we were going for. I don't know if we'll ever necessarily be on the radio. That's a great thing about the internet. I don't know if we're polished enough to be on the radio, but I'm not gonna never say never. You never know. But
See, that's where we're going to have to work on that failure and throw out the complacency and the failure mindset. Now,
Okay.
the reason why I asked you guys that because I'm really impressed coming in here. I mean, guys, I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but
Right.
it was really, really nice how they made it so professional, like a radio station coming in here.
Yeah.
Like I've been to 104.1 where I pay for the advertising,
Mm-hmm.
and then this feels the same way.
Wow.
Have you ever been? Really, it does really have that
Yeah.
same feeling because then on the waiting room at 104.1. They have all these guitars on their waiting room with it's really very retro, kind of like rock
Right.
and roll.
Yeah.
And then I see guitar.
yeah.
And then oh my god, I don't know his name. I forgot his name. But
Tupac.
Yes. And then they had pictures similar to that too. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay.
And when I come in, it has that same feel. So I mean, you guys did a great
That's
job
amazing.
doing
We
that.
appreciate
amazing.
that.
We
That's
really do
incredible to
appreciate
hear
it.
that.
Yeah,
because
that's
there is
huge.
a ton of work that goes into this. Not only sitting here doing this, but behind the scenes.
Right.
I mean, there's a ton of it.
Yeah.
We spent what
Gazillion of hours.
6 months on. We put
The
a
original
studio in my
Studio A.
garage.
So then, when you did that 6 months of hard work, it was because what you guys wanted. Let's say by the 200 episodes.
Yes,
you
we
guys
had a
see,
vision.
right? What was the vision that kept you going?
So, full disclosure, our original vision, like we thought we were going to be doing this from day one.
Yes.
We built a studio in this man's garage, and he likes to watch Joe Rogan. That's his
Yeah.
guy, and he wanted full studio camera.
Oh, you got big
like,
dreams. You can
he
still
had big
get that.
dreams.
You can still get that.
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
why you did this. This is a really great. Oh, this is your dream. Oh, okay.
Yes,
With
see.
the electronics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
he had this.
I wanted the production side of it to just be flawless from
Right.
jump. And
Because I don't know if you've watched a lot of startup podcasts, but like sometimes it's a dude in his bathroom, like
Pretty much. I was.
talking into his phone.
Yeah, pretty much. If I did a startup podcast, it would not look like that. I would have so many technical difficulties. But
Yeah.
anyway, so
Yeah.
this is your dream, which is had the technical part of it, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys are one season in, 200 episodes,
Yeah.
right? So then there will be different type of entertainment you're going to
Yeah.
offer, singers, comedian, to make us laugh, like
Yeah.
the old time, but on TV, where they had
Absolutely.
the radio station,
We
radio
just
show
want- yeah.
back in the Depression era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then that'd be so.
That'd be awesome.
fun.
And that is what we do this for, like to entertain, to help people. We want, when they shut it off, we want them to feel a little bit better than they did when they turned it on. So that's literally what we're all about. So I'm glad to hear you say that. That means an awful lot to us. I will tell you that.
Keep going. Now, this is where I want both of you guys really, when we want to make a decision to keep going in business, we make our decision based on what we see in the future. So which means if you're going to pretend that either 6 months or a year to weather the storm, because 2020 was a piece of crap show.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was going to say another profanity, but I'm going to keep my clean.
Yeah, we're on the internet.
So then to weather the storm of your life, because you're going to have ups and downs in life, then if you guys would imagine 200 episodes and then have that movie in your head of how many different guests you're going to have.
Can we just make a statement right now that says on episode 200 we're going to have Miss Rose here back?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That
would be cool.
That's your episode.
That would be cool. That would be so cool. I can see it. Oh my God. So I want you to imagine that so that you guys can just keep going and then that's where you can then have your performance goals.
Yeah.
Right.
To get to that 200.
Yeah.
Yes. That is.
And you can hear the sound.
See, man, I told you. Look, I know that Chris already likes you a little bit better than he thought he was going to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I told you we've had a lot of people like skeptical about, oh, you're having a hypnotist on. Like, they're thinking.
What she's up to.
Yeah, exactly. So I do want to get into that because that's what you're here for. We're going to clear up all that stigma. We're going to, take all the questions away. We're going to answer all the questions today. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest is Rose Hong Klein. And you told me something I did not know. I did not realize that Hong actually means rose. So, eventually in your professional life, you decided to go with the English translation of your name. And Klein is because you are married to...
a German descent.
Aaron
okay. Klein.
And what's his name?
Aaron.
Let's shout him out. Aaron Klein.
Hey, he's more than likely not on Facebook right now.
Oh, it's okay. We're gonna shout him out anyway because we're gonna make sure we tag you once we post everything. But we're gonna give him a shout out as well, Aaron Klein. And you are a certified hypnotist with the National Guild.
Right.
Of hypnotists.
Right.
I did not even know that was a thing. I had to do some research.
We were sitting on the back porch show prepping just 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And he was talking about your certificate and like how there's this actual group of people who certified hypnosis. And I was like, what?
Here.
Hold on.
I came in first originally as a master level clinician with an LPC. Now, I spent a gazillion dollars and gazillion amount of time to get that license. And then, you guys are going to be just the highest money I've ever made in a year. What was it? Less than 40.
Wow. After all the money you spent in college?
Yeah, because, it's just like have to go to the bachelor, get to the master,
yeah. Right.
and then the student loan, which, I paid it all off.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? I just about break even.
Right.
Wow.
On the cost of it, pretty much. I didn't do 4 times the return on my investment.
Wow.
You know how know when it's worth it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that when I got my certificate, it was a couple of years in. And the reason being is because in my pattern of the way I deal with life, I know how to get away with it. I'm the type of, when I was growing up as a girl, I would say, yes. And then after that, I'll go, with a middle finger in the back.
Yeah.
Meaning that I will say yes to get away with it, but not really want to do it.
Right.
So when I surrender into really, really, really being a hypnotist, that's when Scott McFall said, okay, this is how you get your piece of paper that you want so long.
Right.
And then when I totally surrender into being a hypnotist full time and love what I do, and then it's a piece of paper, yes, for people who want to know that I am really completely certified. You know what I mean? But that piece of paper really means that was me stepping into this life that I really want to be a hypnotist,
Right.
Gotcha.
and it was going to be full time. That was my yellow brick road.
So give me a time frame, like start to finish. How long does it take to obtain that certificate?
Really, I got that in the first 6 months, really.
First 6 months.
Which is, I started roughly around 2015, 2016.
Okay.
I really did all the hours. And then I read some books, and then I stopped. And then what the many trainers in the Master Society called me on was that you got to do what you want. You can't just trash talk.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta
Yeah.
have
gotta
to
walk
walk
the
the
walk.
walk and not just trash talk.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Of course.
Then I was doing the trash talking, pretending
Right.
to do the walking.
Can I ask you a question? Why was that? Did you still have skepticism, or was it just what you were used to doing?
This is what I was used to doing. The intention was I was all to do it well, to be smart about it. I didn't realize I was doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was doing that. It took years for them
It was just your natural habit.
Yeah, and I didn't know because it was working for a long time. You
Right.
know what I mean? And then when it stopped working, it's just meaning I had to cope a different way. Then I ballooned when my daughter was like 10. People on Facebook know she's 18 now. So that was about 8 years ago. I was at my heaviest, 190 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
190
And so
pounds.
I wanted to get into that because growing up, you came from Vietnam when you were a kid. You moved to Lufkin. Shout out Lufkin.
Uh-huh.
And you guys came here because you wanted religious freedom, which is a
Pretty
beautiful
much,
thing.
pretty much, yes.
And so growing up, through obviously when you're a kid and you're coming from a war-torn country and you're moving to a new country, there's probably a lot of ups and downs and probably a lot of struggles you went through
Right.
as a child. And you told me that one of the things you coped with was food.
Yes, exactly. It was Ronald McDonald. I still love the clown, but then again, when I was introduced to Ronald McDonald and I actually saw the clown, but I knew he was a fake clown.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and then, but I still love the guy anyway. But then there was transition. So basically, it was like when we got home, my brother and I, we got corporal punishment because my dad, he's had to go through the transition of going to America too.
Right.
So then I got punished for something that we did. We wanted to go, and I was a very snotty girl. I just went anyway, even though without asking for Dad's permission.
Okay.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So then, through the years, it was punishment of myself. Even when there was a reward, I would go to Ronald McDonald.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when my then that's what after the pregnancy and then all this other stuff.
Yeah, you were probably getting McDonald's in.
What happened was that every morning when I was pregnant with Trinity, I would go and get their the breakfast meal there.
Yeah.
You can't beat that sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle, man.
That's ooh.
That's my poison.
Look,
Oh,
McDonald's
I
is
love that McGriddle.
Listen,
Oh my
listen.
God.
McDonald's is not a sponsor of the Smells Like Middle Aged
Yeah,
Spirit
but-
podcast,
but
but
they
if you
can
want to
be.
Get this now. So that I condition on punishment every day, and then now when my daughter was born, and guess what she loves to eat?
McDonald's?
No, she likes the McGriddle. She likes the pancake
Oh,
with
yes.
syrup inside.
Yes.
It's almost as if when she came out and she popped
Gotta
out
love
of
those
my.
carbohydrates.
She fell in love with that instantly, and I
Yeah.
scratched my head. And I was thinking,
Right.
every day when you were pregnant with her, this is what
Yeah.
you have for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was-
Unless you know
it's
that there's a
really
chemical in there that's probably not good for you.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It
Instead of a crack baby, she was a McGriddle baby.
yeah, she was really. She was really, really,
Yeah.
really.
Wow. So that's when. So when you get to 190, I mean, how tall are you, if you don't mind me asking?
5'2.5".
Okay, so that's for 5'2". That's kind of big. And
It's not kind of big. It is big. It is
that's
big.
a big old girl. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was. But in my head, now this is the amount of deflecting, denial, and bargaining I did. In my head, I was like 120 pounds.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
got you. I can relate to that. Sometimes it's mind. Sometimes you walk out the door thinking you're still sexy. You know,
yeah,
that, and then you
yeah.
take a shower and there's a mirror outside your shower, and you're like, oh my god.
And of course, there will be no mirrors. You know what I mean? Because I just want to see my face and not the rest of my body. Because it kept me. Because then I was just had such low self-esteem. I was living life really through fear.
Right.
I was always worried that bad things are going to happen because then what is expected is realized.
Right.
If I was to expect bad things to happen, just very simply, bad things did happen.
Right.
You know, and then I was at 190, and then at Chico's, girls, you know their sizes. Chico's, I was at a 1 and a 2, so which means I ballooned between a 12 to a 16.
Oh, wow. So you went up a few sizes.
Oh, I went up to a lot of sizes.
Wow.
Because I started
Okay.
out with a size small.
Yeah.
A 4, then do the math. It was like 10 sizes up.
Right.
10, 12 size. Going up.
So did you have a breaking point where you were like, hey, I need to do something different? And you, at this time, because you were a counselor at the time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, this is my breaking point. My breaking point was this. Now, my daughter was 6 years old when she started talking. And then she's really more like 3. Now, just imagine me being, a little fat mama being a size 16, right? And then she'll go, imagine there's a belly button right there. Say, Mom, you're fat. And then I'll look just like that. I go,
out of the mouth of babes. Kids are so honest.
and then she said, Mom, you need to lose weight. Mom, you're eating too much.
How old is she?
She started, I think 6, but she's probably started when she was 3.
Oh, wow.
When she was 3, she said, Mom, you're fat. You have a fat belly. She did
Man.
that. She did that from 3 years old until she was 10 years old.
Wow.
It took, how long? I'm a stubborn woman, right?
Right.
You know what? Because if there was my out of babes, she was, do you think I got upset, Nick?
Right.
I got upset.
I would
Of
imagine.
course.
That would make me
I
upset.
would get angry. I got angry.
Yeah. I mean,
Do me
that's
a favor, Rose. Bring that mic a little bit closer to you.
You like that?
There
Okay.
you go. That's
Okay.
good. That's
Okay.
perfect. Yeah, that would upset me. And see, I've been shocked into, and this is why I'm glad you're here. I'm most interested in weight loss. I think he's interested in weight loss and possibly quitting smoking. But I've tried everything, and I have too.
I
had a moment that was my kid poking my belly, telling me I'm fat moment. I took my kids to Six Flags.
But my kid poked my belly for about between 6 to 7 years for me to even go. Oh.
So my moment is I took my kids to Six Flags over New Year's Eve, and I tried to get on a roller coaster, and I wouldn't fit.
Oh, God bless you.
I would not fit. And they have all those signs as you're in line, like if you're a certain weight, you may not. I'm like, that
ain't me.
That's for really fat people.
Yeah, I basically the same thing. Oh no, I am not morbidly obese. I am
Right.
not that girl. But then,
Right. Until I got on the damn thing, and it took like 3 people trying to close that motherfucker on top of me. They're like, sir, it's not gonna work. And then I get out of line, Rose, and I'm like, you know what? I bet it's because I'm wearing a jacket. I take my jacket off.
yes.
I get back in line.
yeah.
I wait 30 minutes in line they're like, no, sir, this isn't going to work. That's when I was like, okay, I need to do something. And a couple of months later, I started the keto diet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The keto diet, guys, is another version of the Atkins diet.
It's similar. It's
Right.
very similar.
So which means when I tried that diet way back in time, now I'm 51 years old, I only last 4 damn hours in that damn diet. Only 4 hours. Because it was just I was hungry all the time. How in the hell can I lose weight without starving?
When keto is a little bit different from Atkins, but it is similar because of the low carb thing. When I started keto, I lost 50 pounds on keto. I did very well. And then when I got to a plateau, I started getting lazy, and I gained all the weight back that I had lost.
Okay, so then this is what happens. This is that diet never works because it's too all or nothing.
Right.
You go on warp speed. If you go on warp speed on chasing your goal, you don't really enjoy restricting yourself the way you do.
Right.
Now, back then, I did all sorts of diet. The Atkins diet, the beach body diet, the starve your body diet, the let's not eat nothing diet, and then eat a whole bunch of stuff, and then eat a whole bunch of candy and junk food at midnight diet.
I'm on that one.
Right.
Me too, right now. That's one.
Because then, what I did was, now remember about the Ronald McDonald? I would go to a fast food restaurant. When I got home, guess what I did? Oh, let's hide it underneath all the trash so that Aaron won't see it. It was just like,
man.
It was just sort of like, I was creating this, like, I was a schizophrenic crazy girl in my head. It was,
Yeah.
So then, when you do that, guys, this is what we call complacency. Complacency is when it gets all too much, and then you're not feeding and nourishing your body.
Right.
Your body's going to want to eat, but it's sort of got this forgot when you're full and satisfied, and then you start going. What comes up must comes down.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's why I say I would never ever. No, diets never work. It's about what I see.
It's about willpower too.
Well, no, it's
No matter what diet you're on, you have to have
I see it differently though, Nick. It's just sort of it's just that if you see yourself thin and you see the benefit of being thin and in great shape, you will want to go do it, and you just do it.
Right.
And then you want to go in with hypnosis is about being 100% committed into the reality of the doer of the dreams of being the size you need to be. And when you are, you love the benefit of it,
Right.
and you just do it nicely and calmly and patiently. Meaning,
Okay.
I learned to feed and nourish my body properly instead of restricting.
So let's go back to that.
Okay.
You get your breaking point. Now you ran into hypnosis kind of on accident. It wasn't because you were trying to lose weight at that time. It was because you were furthering your education.
Yeah, I got introduced with Scott McFall, the Master Society, and Julie, and that because I needed to get my all my CEUs, continuing education hours, for as a licensed professional counselor. What is it? We had to do 12 a year plus 3 ethics each year.
Right.
So I get to do all, which is 24 and 6 hours of ethics the whole 4 days there. And this is how I knew that hypnosis worked. Now, guys, I can be very smugged. I mean, oh my God, it's just I can joke about that now.
Yeah.
But then Scott, he is in this hotel, and we all have. Julie made it so that everybody has our own little. We share. A cubicle, little desk with a
right.
writing table, and it was really nice. And then she said, "Oh, we're gonna have a working lunch." I said, "Yeah." She said, and she was really great at catering all the licensed professional nutbags in the room.
Right.
And then so she goes, "Okay, then we're gonna have a waiter who's gonna go to each one of you and make you feel so special and take your order, and they will bring your food right there." And we go, "Yeah, we like that."
Yeah.
So anyway, so then we know we're going to have a working lunch. And then Scott, we did what we called, I think he did an Elman induction.
Okay.
No, he did progressive with the hand up in the air. I'm so sorry, guys.
Progressive induction. You're going to have to
Progressive
teach us
with
what
the
that
hands
is
up in the
later.
air.
Okay.
Anyway, so then I was in the audience. I don't remember who was that girl who got that special treatment, but then I was in the chair. He did an induction to lose weight. Alrighty, to make a long story short, fast forward during lunch.
Ronald McDonald.
Now, Ronald McDonald, guys, I love Ronald McDonald. So I ordered that burger with the cheese and the bacon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still do
Got
that.
to.
Yeah, you got it. So then he asks, that cute guy asked, he said, "Do you want French fries or do you want a salad?" Then I go,
Now, up to this point, you'd always gotten the fries.
correctamento.
Okay.
Correctamento, because you're around McDonald's. Because I was doing hiding the fast food.
It's the best fries that fast food
They
can
really
offer.
do. It was a shame when they had to do vegetable oil and they ruined my fries.
Yeah.
I like the animal fat. Anyway, so I ordered the salad. And that's when I go, I'm a smart ass girl. Oop, I cursed again. I'm just a very smart girl. I go bing, 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 bing. Like,
Yeah. Like, no, you're not.
And I was thinking, is this because, which is right, it was because of the suggestions because I wanted to lose that weight.
So you were watching someone else be hypnotized.
And I got
for a while,
hypnotized.
and you feel like it worked on you in that moment.
In that moment, and that was the start of the fabulous, fun Yellow Brick Road, not only to lose 35 pounds, went down, I said 3 or 4 sizes. And get this, I only listened to my mentor, Julie, 50% of the time when I was in the weight loss program. Only 50% of the time, and I lost 35 pounds.
And you were faking it the other 50%.
Yeah, pretty much. I was still doing let's hide things over, let's hide things from Aaron.
Right.
And I still succeeded really because I went down 4 sizes. All right.
Okay.
So then,
But that's not what we want the people to do. We want them to go in 100%.
I want people to go in if they get a screening first though to see if it's going to benefit them. Now, I got success about 2016. Then my daughter stopped poking my damn belly.
She finally stopped poking your belly.
And then it was the reason why. Then I started like scratching my head all of a sudden. It felt like all of a sudden, but it took some time though. It took some work. No, don't get me wrong. When she stopped doing the "Mama, you're fat,"
Yeah.
"Mom, you're in the belly," but you know how she did. She stopped doing that. Then I ask her, just point blank, Trinity. She said, "Yes, Mom." "You stopped poking my belly." She said, "Because you lost the weight, Mom. You're skinny." So I go, I just didn't realize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just didn't realize. It didn't clue in.
Yeah.
You know, it took a while because said sometimes when you're so used to doing it in a negative way, your even fear and failure and doom and gloom makes you just used to feeling that way. When you have that success, you didn't realize it.
I got
so
you.
when she said that,
So let's break this down. Because this is what people are going to want to know. Like, how does this work? You mentioned first the screening. Tell me what the purpose of the screening is. Before anybody can get hypnotized, you screen them to make sure that they fit a certain profile.
But pretty much, if basically this is what my intention is in the screening. Are you sincere about the action you take? The action you take and take responsibility toward that positive change. Then are you sincere to get the training? Basically, that I want to teach them to see their dreams, the reality of doing their dreams and chasing the benefit of it.
Okay.
And getting used to controlling your nervous system response to fear, because when there's certain fear, it's there to protect us, it's there to keep us safe, it's there to increase your self-esteem and confidence in my case, that you're a good person, you're doing it right.
Right. So how do you determine that when you talk to a person? What are you looking for? Because, for instance, if a person is going in 100% skeptical, are they going to be able to, is it still going to work for them? If they're really not sure?
If they're really not sure, well, then they're still going to get something out of it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if they don't know it?
Because then sometimes you don't know what's
Right.
it's going to be good.
I'm giving you full disclosure.
Really?
My brother-in-law, my friend here, Chris, he's not buying it.
You're not buying it?
He's not buying it.
I don't.
And it's probably a lack of understanding.
And that might be the case, but it's hard for me to grasp the concept that, and I don't know how this works. The only kind of hypnosis I've ever seen is like the in front of your eyes and like they snap out of it, right? That's the kind of hypnosis I've seen.
A lot of that you see is a stage hypnosis.
Okay.
And what the hypnosis I do is more therapeutic.
Okay.
Right.
And
Like meditation, you said.
Yeah, like meditation, guided imagery. It's more therapeutic.
Okay.
Now you're not going to quack like a duck. That's going
unfortunate.
to be stage hypnosis. In my office, it's going to be all therapeutic.
Gotcha.
In terms of the outcome that you want to do.
Okay.
So think of it this way. Now, since I did lose that weight because of COVID, I did fluctuate in my weight. It's pretty normal when you go through the stressful time we do.
Right.
So then hypnosis is also, Chris, it's about conditioning, like Pavlov's dog. You know, in Pavlov's dog, I learned this complicated, oh my God, my master level schooling made conditioning such a complicated, horrendously complicated concept. It's all this is this. When you, Chris, fixate on your goal that you want to do, first you got to have faith and belief and hope that you want that, right? And then you got to relax about it, and then you got to do it repetitiously. So in Pavlov's dog, in conditioning, what he did was over time, he conditioned the dog, a set of dogs, where they ring a bell,
And they speak.
they started salivating, you know, and then the unconscious mind, it's the same way.
Now, where I know you're going to connect with Chris on this, and I don't know if you've articulated this the way that I know Chris would hear it. Chris is a firm believer in believing, putting the energy out.
Yes.
The energy you put out is the energy. You have to see it to believe it. You have to have faith that it's going to happen or it won't happen.
Yeah.
You have to see it.
Yes.
And then you have to see it, which is what we call visually learn it. You're a visual learner. You have to really see that movie in your head. Like you noticed that I mentioned being a hypnotist was on a yellow brick road. So then I'm alluding to the Wizard of Oz, which is magical, and then you see the bricks and you go skipping, right? Right. And that's truly all on purpose, because I have to describe my next success visually like a movie in my head.
So if you're trying to lose weight, you want to already visualize yourself thin and healthy.
Yeah, or I would
I can see that. I can
right, because then all I'll ask is that have there ever been a time, let's say for a girl, size 10, 12, it's just almost the perfect size, where we arrive to say that we're healthy and we're part of the skinny,
Yeah,
skinny girl club,
I guess.
right? and so that when you feel like you arrived, you got to see yourself in. So I'll ask, is there been a time when you were a size 10? And so when? And then how did it feel like? Or what was easy to do? So that, well, then if you're a size 10, or when I was a size small, it was easy to fit all the clothes. It was easy to try things on. It was easy just to go to shopping and enjoy shopping. It was easy to cross your legs. There's benefit in which you want to chase.
So now they're putting themselves in that space when they were the way that they wish to be again. I could see that.
You see,
like I remember how I felt when I felt like I was at my best, and stuff like
what?
I hate to you don't have difficulty tying your shoes or wiping your ass.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Oh my God. It was really, and then I got really good at that point, tying my shoe just right so it doesn't get out, so I could slip it on and off.
Right.
Because it was just too hard.
Because you didn't want to bend down and tie it.
It was just too hard.
Right.
It was too painful.
Okay.
I couldn't even cross my legs.
Right. So I'm sitting in your chair, now I'm visualizing and I'm remembering, okay, this is what I want. I want to go back to when my clothes fit, when I felt good, when I could play basketball with my son for longer than 10 minutes. Okay, now I'm visualizing that. Okay. What's the next step?
Then after that, I want you to then, when you're visualizing playing the park, how does it sound like? What will people say?
Okay. And when you're doing this person is now they're in a very relaxed state.
Yeah, you can actually just really, really, really tell from the
when you're talking to them,
face.
You want them to actually be there in that part.
So
in their
then
mind.
when they're going to the agreement with me, what's that? Kumbaya, my lord. You gotta go kumbaya.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Meaning there's that light bulb kind of in their eyes. Their eyebrows will kind of roll up, and then they smile, and they have this kind of like that look when you gotta gap out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because then they're so into that movie that I'm creating in their head.
Got you.
Yeah, and then because then I'm getting them to cope really first with that movie of the pain of inaction.
At this point, are they still conscious of everything around them?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes.
But they're trying. You have to. They're still having to try to tune everything else out and focus on what you're doing.
Yeah, which is, and then if they're in agreement, you can actually just see it. So that if I was somehow couldn't hear, I still could see. I could then see, which is what we call visual acuity that I learned from Scott McFall, which is that now, if you're calm and relaxed enough, guys, you can actually see the bigger picture of the dream that you want to do. You can't have worry and then faith at the same time. You know what I mean? So you got to stay calm, and then when you can just relax about it. When I learned how to do that for myself, that it was really easy to see when people started in agreement of their outcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the teacher that guides them. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. I'm a teacher, a trainer that guides you to the action that it takes to just do it.
Right.
So if you have a belief, and belief is true and true to you, it is true and true to you. And if you believe that things will be easy and you have the success and wealth in your life, it's going to happen. Because then I'm going to work on which is conditioning on this belief what is expected is realized. They believe that what you see, then you can make it true. Then I'm going to work on conditioning where you're in that mood when you had your first kiss, your first date, when you learn how to ride that bike. For me, cursive, getting your driver's license and then getting my first car, which is it's a red Corolla, but in my head it was a little red Corvette. And then you're gonna have that sense of giggle and excitement.
So you're gonna feel it. You're gonna be
feel
there.
it. So then I'm gonna train you to be in that state of mind. So you believe that you're in control of your life and you're the thunder that could be Thor and then make things happen. Then you can be Thor and control your mood about chasing that success.
So let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
First of all, I have two questions. The first one, would you liken that state of relaxation that person is in to maybe right before you go to sleep when you're still conscious that you're awake, but
it is right before you go to sleep. And it's this feeling of when you drive 8 blocks, or for me, I would drive from here and then I go to Orange, Texas to see family there.
And it's a familiar road.
It's a very familiar road. And then I go on automatic drive.
Yeah.
Or I've been driving, which takes about 20 minutes to go to Friendswood, which is where my office is at. There was so many times where, well, wow, I'm here already.
You just zone out. You ever drive home from work, Chris?
Yeah.
Especially when you're tired.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Don't even remember that you drove. Okay.
Yeah, and then that's
so
that state of mind.
That's the state of mind we're talking
That's
about.
that state of mind. And then that's when right there in your subconscious, then when you get to that state and that mood, you can see the bigger picture of what you need to do in that calm mood.
And you're also the power of suggestion is more influential on you at that point.
And then in your logical conscious brain will carry out
what the suggestion is.
Yes.
Okay.
Which means, remember, I say, kumbaya, my lord. Then both sides will be in kumbaya.
So my second question, because you say that once you're able to visualize and become Thor, that's the reality that's in your head. How does that translate once you're out of it? Like when you're in reality, and I know you're just using an example.
Right.
But you're not Thor when you come out of there. So when you come out of this hypnosis, you're not skinny. You're not on a diet. So what's going to happen from that point?
Then then you're gonna start taking the actions. Just do it to feed and nourish your body. Meaning you're going to imagine when we were a kid, we daydream a lot. Mm-hmm. We pretend to be someone else.
Right.
There's many times where I wanted to be Peter Pan. I wanted to be a fairy godmother. My favorite princess was either Snow White or Cinderella with dark hair. And then there were times where I wanted, this is what we call method acting. Mm-hmm. Then successful, confident people, there's many inventors in times who use hypnosis to have success and confidence to invent it. Mm-hmm. Meaning Albert Einstein did, and then Henry Ford did. Mm-hmm. Meaning there are a set of belief traits and attitudes that can be duplicated and modeled. Then if you're going to pretend, which is an example, Thor, then I want you to pretend the excitement of the confidence of what of superhero Thor would do.
So in layman's terms, you faking it till you make it.
No, you're not going to fake it. If you fake it until you make it, then that's still what we refer to failure, worry, complacency.
Oh, okay.
That's when you're gonna fake it till you make it. Then you're gonna go to diet, or to the all or nothing, overthinking, or thinking that I didn't do anything right. I expect to be 1,000% perfect.
Right.
So when you're gonna step into the shoe of someone, of that feeling when you were, remember, when you had your first car, your first kiss, your first boyfriend, that first success. Okay. And then you're going to stay in that mood.
So this is what I want to do.
Does that make sense?
Makes
Does
a lot
that
of
make sense?
Yeah.
I like that.
I
can dig
You'll
I'm
stay
like
in
your
that
mental
mood
coach.
at all times.
What would happen if you stay in the mood at all time and you plan 20% of your day to know that you could go to the thunder down under? Meaning that you're going to get depressed or sad, or you're going to go to that overthinking mode. You know what I mean?
And you allot 20% of your day for that.
Yes, if you allot 20% of the day or 10% of the day that you're going to be in that stinking thinking, right? Which means it's the negative thoughts. And those negative thoughts are delusional bullshit in your head that you're hallucinating the failure that you expect.
Right.
So really what is expected is realized. And that is the scary, yet if you believe it and you understand what I mean, if you can control that what is expected is realized. What is expected is realized. You control that mood and stay in that mood,
And
even
expect
Stephen, and
positive
expect great
results.
results. Right.
Instead of the negativity.
Right. You can expect great results in a reasonable time, and you expect to have wealth and success in your life.
Okay.
Then you're going to be able to plan out that mood when you get just a little twinge of, this is too hard.
Right.
I want to quit.
So this is part of the stigma of hypnosis is people thinking they're not in control.
Yeah.
Thinking that the person who's hypnotizing is controlling you. So from what I'm gathering from what you're saying is once the therapeutic session is over, what you're really focusing on is you being more in control, because when we react on impulses, that's really not us being in control.
No, it's not. So which means, and first, it's just sort of like what Zig Ziglar will say, see you at the top, then when you have that stinking thinking, you need a checkup for the neck up.
Right.
Then, which means, I want you to realize that you got to have that checkup for the neck up. And then do the series of steps you got to do to stay even Steven or toward that goal. You got to have tunnel vision about it. You got to have that obsessive desire. Now, obsessive desire could be a wonderful, lovely thing. It's not always bad, people. So I'll teach you to just be obsessive about it for the benefit of you.
Right. There's a healthy way to be obsessive about something.
Yeah, which means it will be without any pills, any patches. It will be that you did it, babe.
Yeah.
You're the one who did it. You're the one who controls that state of mind.
Okay.
And then if you were to be in that state of mind, can you imagine when we succeed in like the first kiss, the first car, we got that excitement, right? Then can you imagine how much more successful we could all be if we do that 80% of the time of our day?
I'm going to stop you for a second, because every time you said that thus far, that feeling of the first car and your first kiss, my stomach turns just a hair.
Like you feel it.
Like I can feel
You're
that.
putting yourself in that space.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you have that turn in your stomach right there, is that a yes sensation? Is that a yes response? Is that a positive response?
Yeah, of course.
And then ask that part there. Is it right here? Ask that part there if it's willing. Your subconscious mind is willing to then get you into great shape so that you can then be more in control of your life.
And
so
feel
that,
that feeling all the time.
Yeah, and feel that feeling right here in your, to then ask your unconscious mind if it's willing to communicate with you so that you can get that feeling of success, that feeling of that you're going to go for it. And then you're going to be in your physical health looking good, your spiritual health connected to God and your highest self with Him. Emotional health, meaning you know what you need to do to feel good about you. Your self-talk would be positive. And then your mental health, and you be really smart about it, then all aspect of you. So that you then ask that feeling right there to make it more so it will support your decision. And let me know when that feeling is more so.
Okay.
Then after that, ask your unconscious mind, is that a yes response? Just go ahead. And then now, Chris, just do it. Just plan out your day. Then to eat right based on the size you need to be. Do what you need to do to have that confident, thin, successful life in terms of all aspects, the 5 parts, in terms of physical and the financial part. And then ask your unconscious mind to just do it, to eat right. Because then if you see yourself the way God sees you, if you see yourself as that pinnacle, a tip-top shape, that ask that part right there, then to make that feeling more so when it is, let me know. That ask your unconscious mind to make a single-minded decision to get in great shape, to get in great health, because then you be there for you. And then you're going to have that wealth, and you're going to have that success, and you're going to look good. Right? That's right. Then now, get that feeling more so now, and step into that feeling. Now, step into that feeling. Make that feeling right there in your chest more so. Like that feeling right there. Emphasize it. Ask it to be a single-minded decision, to be 100% committed in seeing this, and to carry out the action. And then now, is it easier to feel when you see it now? This is easier to feel?
Yeah.
Are you more motivated?
Absolutely.
Are you energized? You have a tingling feeling going down the spine?
I do. I'm not even sitting here lying. I do.
So that's what we refer to as an NLP.
Uh-huh.
And that's a 6-step reframe. It's really what I refer to as an imagination game.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
when you say that you're having that feeling, I just took the plunge and said, let's see that
go.
technique on it.
That's a beautiful thing. What I want to do also, I want to talk to somebody because you put us in touch with one of your clients,
Oh, yeah.
Steven Moreno, and I actually told him we'd give him a call and hear what he got to say about it. Now, because the next question I had for you before you started to do that, and you kind of answered it for me, like, tell me what you would call that would be that's the screening, or is that the induction?
That
was intense, is what that was. I'm not even going to sit here and lie.
Let me explain.
That was intense because that was unintentional, and she got me.
Yeah.
She got me because I saw her stop you,
Yeah.
but I was like focused on, I don't know. That was weird. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. That was weird.
It is an induction, and it is a lot of things. Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
So that was the beginning of the process. What did you call it again? You call it a 6-step
6-step reframe.
reframe. Okay.
Only the positive intention.
Gotcha.
I did a version of it.
Okay. That was beautiful. Okay. Let's give Steven a call, actually. If you guys bear with me, I'll get him on the phone in just a minute. How you feeling, Chris?
I'm good. Feeling good.
By the way, guys, if anybody is watching this wants to share this with their friends, please do. Hello,
Steve.
Mr. Moreno.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? My name's Nick Stevenson. We've been texting back and forth. I am the host of the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast, and you are actually on with us right now. We are live streaming on our Facebook page, and we have your good friend Rose here with us.
Hi, Steven.
Awesome.
So, we've been talking about hypnosis, and Rose has been kind of trying to give us the breakdown on exactly how it works at the beginning. I think she just kind of performed what we call the 6-step reframe on my co-host here. So I think, as you know, most people, when it comes to hypnosis, there's a little bit of skepticism, maybe even some stigma that's placed upon it. So we wanted to talk to somebody that Rose has worked with, and she said that you had a positive experience and that it worked out well for you. So we just wanted to talk more about that. Let me ask you the first question. Were you skeptical when you originally went into starting this hypnosis process?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Because you see like a lot of stuff on TV. They'll play around and like I was expecting like you could cluck like a chicken or you're out. You didn't know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that was one of the fears because like I've had issues where like if I'm unconscious, you know what I mean, I could potentially be harmful, you know what I mean, and that's one of the things I was worried because I was deployed and that.
So were you in the military, Stephen? Is that?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so you had some issues with while you were sleeping. Did you have like sleep apnea or night terrors or something like that?
More along the lines of like night terrors and
okay.
That's what I was afraid of is like if she put me under, I was going to be asleep.
But,
it wasn't like that. So
okay. Well, first of all, let us say thank you for your service. Is that what made you reach out to Rose? Is that part of why you ended up looking into hypnosis?
No, so I was wanting to quit smoking.
Oh, okay.
I had been since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
my wife had a heart attack at 34, and so that kind of
shook your system. Yeah. Okay, so you originally reached out to quit smoking, and you had this skepticism. How long ago was this, first of all, that you started?
I think it was like April or March we started.
Okay, so this is recent. So in April, you were a smoker.
Yeah.
How many packs of cigarettes would you smoke a day, would you say?
Anywhere between 1 to 2.5.
Okay.
And then my wife smoked. We were buying about 4 packs a day between both of us. So.
Okay. Now, Rose, when you met Steven, you did this screening on him. And tell me, like, what was it about Steven that made him fit the profile of what needed to be done?
We actually did that on Zoom, and he wanted it.
He did.
He wanted it, and he was in agreement. He wanted it.
Yeah.
It was because it was enough pain, and he wanted it.
Yeah, and I think that's key to quitting. Period. Like, you have to want to, and that's the one thing. That's the one thing that I've worried about, is because I don't smoke as often as I used to, but I enjoy smoking. Like, it's relaxing to me. Like, I enjoy doing it, and I've tried quitting many a time, and right now I only smoke like a couple cigarettes a week, maybe, but it's still too many. Like, I want to quit. So he was ready. He was ready, and he knew he wanted to do it. And Steven, so did you even know how willing you were to give yourself into that before? Did you do the same 6-step reframe with Steven, or was it something different?
I have a bag of tricks, Nick.
Okay.
I have a whole bag of tricks. It's everything that I learned with the training that I have with the Master Hypnotist Society with Scott McFall and the team.
Right.
I did everything that I know, because then when you go in the screening, I want 85% of the learning done and being committed already in that free screening.
Got you.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And so you can kind of customize this to the person that you're speaking to. Okay, so Steven, you were a smoker in April. How long did it take for all of this to work?
So, I would say the first session, so I don't know. I've tried quitting smoking a whole lot, man. And the first 2 sessions, so the first session I noticed a drastic change. Like, I still had the weakness, and I think I smoked maybe like 10 cigarettes that whole week in between sessions.
Okay.
And then the second time I went in, I want to say I only smoked maybe like 3 to 4 that whole week. And like, of course, I told her, and then that last session, I literally smoked just 1 cigarette right before I went in, and then after that, I was like, I don't know, I made up the mind, and then also listening to her program, and then what's cool about it is she also emails you some of the stuff, so you can do it at home. And, and then not even 2 weeks later, me and my wife, after she healed up from her surgery, we went to a casino, and they were just smoking like crazy in there. And
which
I didn't even want.
Yeah, when you're a smoker, that's usually when you're really tempted to do it. So you said you didn't even want to smoke a cigarette at that point?
No, I mean, I got an urge a couple times while I was there, but for the most part, like, I'm not like, I guess, the quitter that, like, oh, don't smoke around me, it stinks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Understandable.
I like the smell of it, what I mean? Like, but it wasn't appealing. And there was a couple guys that were smoking cigars. Now those things don't.
Yeah. Now I find that interesting, because you say, like, even now you still like the smell of a cigarette.
I do.
Okay. Because I've always thought, Rose, and you can clarify this, I always thought that when you get hypnotized, they hypnotize you to associate something negative to the action that you were doing. But that's not all the time.
Not all the time. Sometimes. It all depends on the client, and we customize that program.
Okay.
Because there's not a cookie cutter for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. So today, Steven, you can smell a cigarette and you're just fine. Like, you don't have any negative reaction to it. You just don't crave it. Like, you don't desire to have it.
Yeah, I just don't have the desire to have it.
Awesome.
It doesn't.
Are you still seeing Steven or Steven, you're Dunsky. Did you get your cap and gown graduation?
He
All
got
of
that
that?
diploma. He got the certificate that he's a part of the non-smoking club.
Okay. Well, that's awesome, man. So as of today, how long have you been smoke free?
So I really didn't keep track of the days. Right?
Oh, okay.
But I think it was the last session that we had, and I want to say it was about 55 days, maybe 60 days ago.
Okay.
And like not one cigarette, not.
And has your
Now,
wife
don't get me wrong,
has your wife
it's been
quit
a
also?
couple- I'm sorry.
Your wife quit also?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
And that's a big help. Too.
Yeah.
So you gotta have a support, you know. I mean, but I mean, you know, like there's been a couple times where I've been really stressed out,
Mm-hmm.
and like, man, you know, like I really want one.
Yeah.
But then my fixation is pistachios.
Okay.
So like I started eating pistachios because it keeps my hands busy.
Those are good. Yeah, I can dig that. I can do some pistachios. All right. Well, Steven, man, that's incredible, man. First of all, congratulations. Let me ask you, because I talked about earlier, there has been a stigma placed on this, and we want to clear that up for people. Like nothing weird happened when you were in your session. You know, like you said, you weren't clucking like a chicken or quacking like a duck or anything. Like, what did it feel like to you? Did it feel like just going into a normal therapy session?
No, it was actually really relaxing. Like, I mean, if I could afford to go like every week, I would definitely do it every week.
Yeah, I hear you.
It was really relaxing.
That's cool.
When I left there, I felt relaxed.
So you felt better in other aspects of your life, not just the smoking part? Do you feel like it benefited you in other ways?
You know, I've noticed. I would say like as far as like having a little bit more energy, you know,
Okay.
a little bit more motivated.
Right.
And then like there was a little bit more clarity, I guess you could say,
Okay.
like my day to day.
And that's probably a combination of your therapy and not being a cigarette smoker anymore. But I mean, that's awesome. I think anybody who is a heavy smoker knows that feeling that you're kind of referencing. Like you don't feel 100 at all times. And so, yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. Well, I just want to say congratulations to you. And thank you so much for joining us on the show and giving us your testimony. I think you're going to help. I mean, I'm listening to you, and I've only had shot a couple texts between you, and this is really the first phone conversation we had. But I mean, you sound like a normal guy. You don't sound like you're all zoned out or she fried your brain or anything like that. So, yeah.
I was already damaged goods.
Well, Steven, once again, thank you for your service, and thank you for joining us on the show, man. And we'll have to be in touch again. I hope you get a chance to listen. This episode is going to go live on YouTube tomorrow, and let your friends know you're on the Smells Like Middle Aged Spirit podcast, man. Hopefully, we'll talk again.
All right, man. Definitely, anytime.
All right, my friend. Thank you. All righty. Steven Moreno. Okay,
That was cool.
Yeah, he sounds normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how you feeling, Chris? What are you thinking? I know how you felt when you got here.
Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I had a very, very negative outlook on this, only because of like how it's portrayed in movies and how I don't know. It was just like how are you gonna control or tell him like what to do, how to do it?
Right.
I don't know. It was just weird. But after talking and after understanding how this, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I understand.
It's really just the power of the mind, though, man. Like
but like when she says like channel a
certain
feeling, like that makes a whole lot of sense, and use that as a target point or as a driving point to reach your goal. Like that makes a lot of sense.
For sure. And I think the part because that makes sense, hypnosis or not.
Yeah.
But where the hypnosis comes in is it helps you relax and get to a point where you're able to put yourself in that that feeling that you had. You're able to put yourself in that at all times. And I want to touch really quickly because you said to take 20% of your day and allow yourself to not feel that, to feel the negative?
Well, it's just like you want to plan your day. So then you're going to plan your day when you're going to be 80% where you're doing the dude and the actions toward that goal.
Right.
So then 20% you're going to plan for a mistake. You're going to plan for...
And you mean literally plan like by time? Like at noon,
meaning
I'm going to eat a French fry.
well, at noon, then you're going to eat a salad and have water.
Okay.
Right. And then you're going to work out a certain way.
Okay.
And then you're going to have the alarm and plan your day.
Okay.
So when you do that contingency planning and you're going to plan your day based on the outcome and the attention you want to do it with intention, then you're going to plan your day. And then you're going to condition your nervous system to follow through, and you're going to consciously do it. So then it will become an unconscious learning, meaning that you would just simply do it as if you know your names.
Eventually, you won't need the alarm and the plan. Like,
Right.
It'll just become habit.
You just become a habit.
Okay.
Because then it's about conditioning to develop a good habit and a positive habit toward that outcome you want.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Well,
Is that easy, isn't it?
that's
Right?
yes. And you feel like some of your skepticism
Truly
went away?
I would say 80% of it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not even that my skepticism went away. I understand it more now.
Yeah.
I understand the concept behind what's going on.
Right.
Like, you're not just waving the thing in front of your face and
Right. It's
You
not exactly.
it's more of an
It's more
understanding.
therapeutic.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes
and
a
I can
whole
dig
lot
that.
of sense.
Doesn't it though? It's just like you gotta. It's really a very basic concept. You gotta calm your nervous system down when it's in fight or flight, or when there's danger. You gotta calm down. Don't make a decision during that time because it's a bad decision. It's going to be a poor one. Then calm down. Calm your nervous system down, saying that, hey, I'm safe. I got this. Slow it down a little bit inside. When the nervous system is also what we refer to as your subconscious mind. Your nervous system is your heartbeat. Inside of all of us, three of us here, we are made of goo, organs, blood,
Right.
heartbeat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's inside, that's what we refer to is truly is the subconscious mind, right? So then the subconscious mind is not meant to be the person, or like that Carrie Underwood song, Jesus Take the Wheel. It's just like, oh my God, if you're going to have your unconscious mind to take the damn wheel, of course you just don't remember what the half the crap you done when you are on holy hell terror.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending what kind of terror it is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's, of course, duh. So it says calm it down, slow it down. And then can you imagine your success if you're 80% to control your state of mind to stay relaxed and calm about
Right.
it? And then when there is a situation where there is danger, Bill Robinson, let's take care of you so you can just
Yeah.
be here for
Absolutely.
another day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a positive intention, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel a lot. Yeah. I
You
feel like
feel
I
good? You feel
understand
good?
and I know a lot better about what Rose the Hypnotist is about.
Yeah.
All right. So if anybody listens to this and they're curious and they want to know more and they want to get a hold of you, Rose, how do they get a hold of you?
They
What's the
could-
best way to?
They're going to call me at 281-996-8000.
Okay.
Then 281-996-8000. And for those who need to look me up a little bit more, go to southeasthypnosis.com, all one word, and that's my website.
Okay.
And then you can also go to my Google business page, which is Southeast Hypnosis. And
Easy to remember.
It's easy, really easy to remember. And then if you're interested in that screening, just give me a buzz. If you're interested in learning how to be a hypnotist for fun and profit,
Okay.
I do have a question before we.
Yeah.
you can
Proceed.
actually do that too. Yeah.
What does a session cost? Like when the gentleman was saying
If he
per
could pay
session.
for a week. Yeah.
if he could pay for a week, like what does
We
does
have
that
programs.
entail?
We have programs.
Okay.
We have a set of programs that we go.
That's going to be customized too. It's going to
pretty
depend on the
much.
person.
Depending on the person, the goal, and how often you need to see me.
Okay.
Now, all hypnosis, self-hypnosis. Now, remember what Stephen said. You do get audios what you call autogenic hypnosis.
Okay.
So my my bag of tricks and what my intention for you guys would be that you will learn self-hypnosis so that you can go ahead and keep chasing the fun of it.
Yeah.
You can't be living life with a crutch.
Of course.
Right.
That makes sense. You gotta
Yeah.
get out the crutch and you gotta grow up.
Yeah.
Right.
Of
Does that make
course.
sense?
Yeah,
and
of
that the
course.
training is to be mature about it, to handle when there's a crisis happens, it's a wonderful opportunity to handle that crisis
Yeah.
in a more mature way.
Of course.
To prove to yourself that you can handle it and take care of business and
Yeah.
feel proud about it maturely. So my goal is to then get the decks of cards and you know how to
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really couldn't
care of
tell a person how much they're going to be
the
paying
reason
you.
why I this is that I'm not going to tell you the cost of it is because one, I don't know what program you're going to be into. One, you
Right.
know what I mean, and then and I like it this way better is just because I got to see as a hypnotist if the hypnosis method is going to benefit you and to see if I can accept you as a client.
Okay.
Because
Right.
it may not work for everybody.
Of course.
So if I say, okay, no, my session is costing da, 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 and we talk about money and the dollar amount, I'm assuming, which I don't know from Jack or Joe or Billy or Sue,
Yeah.
what is going on? What is it? I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So it's sort of like when we negotiate the money part and say, okay, you need to fix my house. And then Steven is the guy from 12 Bravo. He can take care of anything dealing with construction in your house. It's almost as if I'm that construction worker and then I'm at 12 Bravo. Okay. We talk about money before we know what the hell it is. then
Yeah.
it's
You
gonna
gotta-
work for you.
you gotta-
I'm gonna make
you
it.
gotta
I'm
know
making
what
a
to fix
faucet.
first.
Yeah, I gotta know do you need the roof or the air conditioning?
Right.
Gotcha.
What
That
part of the
makes
house
sense.
you're gonna model?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know,
for
because
sure.
then Steven will talk about it. He say, well, I gotta know which part of the house. 'Cause
Yeah.
he does everything dealing with the construction of the house. So then it's almost as if, does that make sense?
Yes.
That's why.
All right. We get it. Okay. Well, Rose, I really enjoyed this.
This was fun.
Yeah,
This was-
I really
this was
enjoyed this.
good.
I knew this was probably, hopefully, going to be one of the highlights of our season.
Yeah.
And it has been. I hope you'll continue to tune in, and I hope this is not the last time we see you. We're having you on the
yeah.
200th episode.
It's your episode.
Yes.
Don't forget that.
The 200th
That's
episode.
yours.
We will be bringing you back. So it's southeasthypnosis.com, all
Correct.
one word. And then pass out that phone number one more time.
It's 281-996-8000.
Okay. And that's to your office? Mm-hmm. Okay. And they can leave you a message there. You'll contact them. And how many days a week do you work?
I really work Monday through Friday, but right
Okay.
now I work late hours on Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
Which means my last appointment will be at
So
7 o'clock.
you're flexible.
Yeah, I'm very flexible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you think, Chris?
Yeah.
I dig
You
it,
think
man.
you think you're gonna look more into it?
I dig it. Yeah, I
Okay.
will. I'm gonna do some more research.
Okay.
I
Cool,
am.
cool, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
I hope you enjoyed this. I hope we sent some people your way. Guys, thank you all so much for listening. And to those of you who did tune in to the live chat, we appreciate that. If anybody wants to get a hold of Rose, now you know how to do so. And I hope we knocked some of the stigma off of the whole hypnosis thing. And I hope we opened up people's mind to maybe at least do some more research on what it's about. So we appreciate everybody once again for tuning in. Quick shout out. We want to thank our sponsors, the Urban Soap Bar, Steve and Terry Pest Elimination. We want to thank Banerjee Plastic Surgery and .com. Go to banerjeeplasticsurgery.com. Banerjee Plastic Surgery is the name of the business. And then we want to thank Josh Beard. He's a realtor for Keller Williams. And then we want to thank our buddy at popsocks.com, Marquez. 10% off your order if you use the Spirit Sniffers promo code. Alrighty. I think I got all my questions out, Chris. And I
feel
had a
the
really
same.
good time doing this. Rose, thank you so much. We will see you again soon. Guys, I'm going to get us out of here. You know the deal. My name's Nick Stevenson.
And my name's Chris Clark, and we'll see y'all next time.
You've been listening to the Smells Like Middle-Aged Spirit podcast with Nick and Chris. For more show content, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.